Hey guys, welcome to this trading video. My name is Shane here at AwakeFX. So for those of you who have not been on the channel before, I'm a full-time trader. I'm based here in Ireland, and what I do is I share trading related content, ICT material and all of that with you, the viewer, okay? Now in this video, what I will be doing is showing you a trade recap of a trade I took today with my private students in the Zoom live stream. Now I do live streams 4 days per week. You can learn more about that in the description of this video. But in this trade, you're going to see where I entered, where I exited, where I put my stop loss. There's a lot to learn in this. So without further ado, let's look at today's trade of the day. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a quick replay here of this morning's trade and where we got in, where we got out, what we were looking at here, okay? So looking at the chart, here is the start of the week, and obviously today is Wednesday, okay? So we had a low of the week put in down here, we had a high of the week put in over here. We did have a bit of a pullback during the week, and around Tuesday we put in this low here. And since Tuesday we kind of had a bit of a push higher. So prior to the US market opened today, Wednesday, the 18th of June, 2025, I was hunting a potential long trade. Why was I hunting a potential long trade? Well, the ES market and the NASDAQ market has been very bullish on the daily chart over the last number of days. And also on the 15-minute chart, we had a nice push lower with a little lower highs and lower low trend, push down, and we broke a previous daily low down here. Had a nice dip into a bullish daily fair value gap. And we had a market structure shift, which took place over here at the European session open today, okay? So this was like the market structure shift break level. That was the last swing high here. And what happened after the European open is price came up, took out that high here, and I was waiting for a pullback, okay? Now using my Fibonacci tool from the swing low to the swing high that broke market structure, this 50% zone here was an area where potentially price could bounce for a move higher, okay? Now, because 9:30 open was ahead of me, I was expecting a potential dip down, manipulation of this area here, and then potential for continuation higher, okay? So that was the plan with myself and my private students. We do this in live streams. We do Zoom calls. We speak on the live streams, and we were planning our trade, and we were expecting a move lower, a dip down, potentially find a long trade and look for a move higher. Okay. So what happened after the open here? So we're going to stay in the 15-minute chart here. So first up here, we had the first 15-minute candle, right? And that 15-minute candle came down, gave us the dip below these lows here. It also dipped down into the gap close. We closed the gap. Okay, so the 4 p.m. closing price from yesterday is right here. That was the gap fill location. And price came down, tapped into the gap close level. So we expect that price to be hit after 9:30 a.m. Had a bounce. Lovely. Okay, so we were hunting the long. But we need some validation for this long. We can't just enter long and expect price to run higher. We need some form of validation here. So I was using this fair value gap in here, which prior to the open had inverted. Okay, it was in fair value gap inversion. Price was below this fair value gap at this point in time. We had it close above, but this closure above occurred before the 9:30 open. Price came back down again. Okay, and we closed inside of that fair value gap. So what I was looking for is for price to close back up again above this area to give me the confidence that price is then going to run for these highs up here. Okay, and that's what I was hunting. So I waited for the next 15-minute candle to form, and we got this one. Okay, and notice how price closed above this inversion fair value gap, revalidating it here, and the closure of that candle was at 10 a.m. New York time. At that point in time, I was hunting potential trade. What kind of size stop would I be looking at? I'm looking for a 30-point stop, a 60-point target, okay? Now, on the open of the next candle after 10 a.m., I zoom down to the 1-minute chart. And here's a 1-minute chart, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for price to come back down and potentially tap into this 15-minute inversion fair value gap, okay? So price will move forward on the 1-minute chart here. This is a 1-minute chart. We had a nice dip down into that area. Okay, beautiful. And I was waiting for price to potentially have a rejection from that area. Bam, we had a beautiful rejection in this candle here. from this area, okay? And with that rejection from that area, I was happy to take a long trade right in the close of that candle there, 30-point stop, 60-point target, okay? And the 60-point target brought me right up into this high over here. So we jump back, let's jump to a 5-minute chart here. You can see I was hunting 60 points for my 30-point stop. And then after we entered the trade, price ran nicely to and beyond my target level. A nice 2-hour trade today, caught with my students live in our Zoom live stream. I have some of my students who caught trades beyond this level here, but I was happy to take price off at these highs. Why? I got my 2-hour. Why else? Because today is FOMC day, okay? There is news in the afternoon at 2 p.m. in the US afternoon. Sometimes the markets can be a little bit trickier to trade when there is such a red high impact news event in the afternoon. So I was happy to get in, get out, make money, be done for the day. So that's the trade of today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. If you're interested in learning more about joining the WakeFX community, check out the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care and trade safe.